Not yet, but I can set one up right now.
Okay, that should be better then. I'll just unmute and stream and that should be fine. Spooty and Stan, what colors are y'all?
I use teal usually.
I'll be taking green.
Teal and green? Okay. Oh, that's what I had. I just flip-flopped you. Whoops. Okay. I think we'll be good once we get the bingo board.
I just typed in UGO instead of UFO, so I'll go bingo.
That does not appear to be the password on the room.
Oh, it's not? I can set another room if that's the case.
Okay. Yeah, they didn't work for me either, so.
This is why most forums ask you to confirm the password. Of course, it doesn't matter for my dumbass. I'll make the same typo twice in a row.
At least you confirmed it, though. So while this room's getting made, I guess we'll go ahead and introduce the match, since once we get going, it will be pretty fast. This is UFO 50 Bingo League. It is the A tier between Stan and Spooty. Should be fun. It is the last match of week 1. Week 1's been very eventful so far. Forget exactly how many matches we have, but I think it was about 6 or 7 per tier, and there were 3 tiers, so very busy league, very busy week 1. For anyone new in chat, basically both of these racers will be racing a randomized board of 25 goals across UFO 50. Welcome in, everyone. We will have the racers be racing in real time, and whoever gets the square first gets that square first, and it's lockout bingo, so no sharing spaces or anything. First to a bingo wins, or first to a majority where the other player can't get a bingo wins. Yeah, we're waiting for the room to be made. We don't have the card quite yet, but
Alright, the new room is in the bingo chat, and say password UFO.
Okay.
And it does seem to work this time.
Maybe what I did was make the password UGO the last time.
You did have that last time, so. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Once we get going, I'll mostly be paying attention to the card on my phone, so this shouldn't really matter, but make sure it's loaded for everyone else. Okay. Alright, so the racers will have an hour and 45 minutes, or whoever gets the bingo first. Both racers, as you can see, have 50 cherries, so it should be a pretty intense, fun match. Once we do the countdown, racers, go ahead and mute and deafen yourselves in Discord. You'll have 30 seconds to look at the card, and then off to the races. Unless y'all have anything else to add, I think we are good to go.
Yeah, I think I'm good to start.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Wait, actually, 1 second. Let me get my water bottle out.
Alright, let me know when you're back.
So I can hydrate mid-race when necessary.
You're in one of the auto-scroll games.
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
I'm good.
Alright, good luck, y'all. 3, 2, 1, go ahead and mute and reveal your cards. Alright, so racers are muted. Looks like there are some pretty quick goals on here. That Festel goal on the top is pretty fast. Top 5 score across 3 leaderboards is fast. Star Wasper Wave 3 is scary. Waldorf Gold can potentially be gotten very fast. I'll move the board up a little bit. Sorry, I can't really super see. Is that better? Alright, and going straight into Devolution on side 1, and then going for the Leaf Head code in side 2. I haven't even seen the Leaf code, or the Leaf Head code, but I assume it's just that power up at the end of the game where, you just turn them into vines and stuff. Meanwhile, Devolution can go very quickly. I'm pretty excited to... Oh, wait, the board's still off, sorry. I had this all set up, but it's a little hard to tell. We're already into wave 2 of Devolution, and it is going very fast. This is some extremely high level Devolution, to the point where I haven't even been able to comment on the first 2 waves, and it's already done, as well as having plenty of... Yeah, I'm trying to fix the board. Meanwhile, we are already into wave 3 of Devolution. Let me just move it down real quick. Oh, that's why. Okay. For some reason, part of the board is actually cut off. I had this set up. Meanwhile, Stan's already through almost wave 3 of Devolution while I've taken time to fix my board. So, as I mentioned going into this, there are some very, very high-level racers tonight. Both racers have all cherries and are also very experienced. Alright. The board should be good now. Thank y'all. Card look. Sorry, I can't figure out how to turn off the FPS information. If anyone knows how to do that. Stan is currently in wave 4, and Spooty just cleared level 1 with 33 lives. I haven't been paying attention to how many kills they've gotten with the Vine stuff. I've honestly never seen that goal before, but later into Mortal 1 you get a power up where you can actually turn enemies into vines and stuff. Yeah, kind of figures the second you have it all set up, it's totally fine. Meanwhile, already almost done with the wave 5 of Devolution, which is absolutely wild, and as KG mentioned, there are actually 2 Devolution goals, so might as well just keep going with this run. For those that don't know what Devolution is, it's a puzzle game where you basically have to chain together units of demons to blow up the red demons. And typically, if you see most people playing Devolution, it is done much, much, much slower than this. This is honestly pretty mind-blowingly fast. Oh, sorry, I had chat minimized. Do I have the... Oh, sorry, you were talking about Spooty, not Stan. And I see what you mean about the thing being cut off. So it looks like cutting off before wave 10 which is definitely understandable because there are faster goals to be had, but with how fast that was going, I kind of expected it to just keep going. Let me try to fix this. Meanwhile, in Bug Hunter, quickly trying to look through to see what the Bug Hunter goal is. Oh, it might just be going for shops. It's shops. Yeah, he's rushing shops. So while he's rushing shops, let me try to fix this. There's one down. The one in Waldorf is also very fast. You just gotta look for the princess shop. Might also just be trying to go for the Waldorf gold, because this is potentially a very fast gold depending on whatever lineup you have. Because you can see here, depending on the fish that you have, you can kind of just launch yourself forward. And the shop is down. Probably trying to go for the gold disc. Shopping with items, or shopping for items in shops is a pretty fast goal, so. I didn't even see there is also the 5 signs goal, but yeah, definitely reset that one. This should be cropped better for both players now. Meanwhile, Spooty already up to 51 lives. Again, we are seeing some extremely top level in both games played. Looks like the center square is marked off. Okay, so he still does have the cheat code on. I was wondering if he still had the cheat code on or if he reset while I was doing all the tech stuff and didn't see, but it looks like the vine code is still on because I'm pretty sure you don't get vines in this level. Yeah, that's good synergy. One of the things that's exceptionally hard to do in bingo. And meanwhile, Stan dipping out to continue the shop goal. Quick one in Party House, just buy a unit and you're good. One of the hard things to do while you're playing bingo, as many of the bingo players in chat can attest to, is balancing the goals that you can get multiple of at once. Yeah, Stan is very, very quickly flying through these. I believe that's 4 shops. Quibble Race is another very fast one. You just let it generate the history and buy something, and then you're good. Yeah, so it looks like 4 shops so far. Divers is another one because you start off with money at an RPG and at the shop. Yeah, the part of the... Here, let me just pull the... I'd rather have the bingo card be slightly smaller than cut off. It doesn't fit perfectly, but I think that works now. While I was doing that, Stan dipped into Rock on Island, bought one thing. A little surprised he didn't go into Overbold, because that's actually a pretty fast shop, but I guess Grimstone's pretty fast too. No worries. If y'all see anything that needs to be fixed, please just let me know, and I'll try to do it. Like I said, I'm on the 1 monitor life, so it's a little hard for me to see everything at once, but... Oh, he did already get the Overbold shop, okay. So, this should be the last one then, right? Yeah, okay. Very, very fast. Within the first 8 minutes... Oh, sorry, is there one more shop? Maybe he didn't actually get the Overbold shop. I thought he just popped into Overbold and popped back out before doing a wave, but... Either way, there's no competition for this goal, so... He's not, in any danger here or anything. Heading into Star Wasper. Going immediately for the Wave 3 clear. Intense. I guess that's for the block, yeah. So Overbold max out 4 upgrades. I forgot to, yeah. one of the things that's very hard to do, as bingo players can attest, 30 seconds is not a lot of time to look over the card, so it's hard to map stuff out super quickly. But yeah, the confidence to just immediately dip into Star Wasper should tell you how comfortable both of these players are. My guess would be that, yeah, it is trying to block that horizontal as well as the diagonal. Interesting to see the Overbold max out 4, because that doesn't directly help a bingo, but it is a space. I did see that someone was working through how quickly you could reach Abyss, and it looks like it's pretty fast, so I think once the players take a sec to look at the board, they may see some faster goals, but honestly, if you're confident in your Star Wasper skills, getting through Wave 3 isn't the longest goal. And if you're very good at Overbold, that does contribute to a couple of things. There's an Overbold Gold disc, there's maxing out 4 upgrades, and there's the Alpha Trilogy. So yeah, if you can also get the Cherry, that does help with the Cherry disc. Nobody has opened Pilot Quest yet. I don't see a Pilot Quest goal. But yeah, the Cherry for Overbold is just having like 1,600 in your pocket before you go into the final, 1,300. So you have to bet over pretty high for a couple of rounds. For those that don't know, there is a glitch where you can minimize the damage of like a really, really high wave. Close call with the whales. Yeah, my skills and confidence in Overbold and Star Wasper are not the highest, so watching both of these players come in and absolutely crush it on both is very, very impressive. A massive wave of whales is kind of scary, because the whales just do whatever they want and then also split into little babies that do whatever they want, and you can get into some very, very scary stuff. Meanwhile, Star Wasper, end of Wave 2 here, the boss, like Smo mentioned, picking up a couple of bosses here and getting through Star Wasper is very, very nice. Gray ship is the best ship, at least in my opinion, because there's a lot of different movement options you can do, and there's also a lot of defensive stuff if you're like just trying to beat the game. Yeah, the heavy bomb build with Shrapnel and Overbolt is always really impressive. Meanwhile, Wave 3 of Star Wasper, arguably maybe the hardest level in all of UFO 50. There are a couple that would compete against it, but I think everyone is pretty much in agreement that Star Wasper Wave 3 is at least very up there. And this is the 1,600 prize round. I didn't even mention that yet, but 1,600 prize round to boost the money up to potentially get the Cherry here at the end. I believe this last round before he entered was also at 300, so he is taking advantage of the Overbold glitch, which is where enemies will spawn in at the previous spawn rate if you go for a round over 1,000, and unfortunately dying in the final round. I was trying to just let him play and not give commentators curse about it or anything, but gotta talk about something up here in the booth, so unfortunate, but can go back if needed. Meanwhile, dipping into Campanella, probably for the top 5 score, because that one's pretty fast, and Campanella in general is pretty fast. Meanwhile, trying my best to just casually look over to the side. Yeah, I think overall that's a good pivot. If he got Overbold there, that would have been great. They would have been in a good position. But top 5 for Campanella is like 5,000 or something really, really low. So that one's a pretty fast one. And I see that Spooty has gotten through part one of the very intense parts of Wave 3. Wave 3 in general, for those that don't know, since I haven't been talking about it, is very hard because those red guys are absolute nightmare. These meteors in the background have hitboxes, and the big hitboxes absolutely take forever. But just super, super casual blasting through Wave 3. Spooty made that look easy. Wave 3 of Star Wasper is one of the hardest things I've personally ever done. And also getting a top 3 on there to help with the leaderboard. Probably also going to go for the leaderboard, but dipping into Big Bell Race instead. Oh, because there's KO an opponent with 3 unique power-ups. So 1 leaderboard down for, I believe, both players, or is Stan still on first leaderboard? Meanwhile, it looks like Spooty is going to be going for the KO with the items. I actually think this goal is pretty hard in Big Bell Race because the computers aren't very good. And it is difficult to hit them with things sometimes because they don't really fly where you would expect them to. Like, they don't really take clean lines to get through, so sometimes it's like actually really hard to track them down and kill them. But Spooty, no stranger to these goals, and just absolutely hunting these down. Didn't even take like 1 lap. That was a unbelievably fast goal. Every time I've tried that 3 of 10 bosses, yeah, every time I've tried that goal personally, I'm like sitting there hunting down the guys left and right, or the computers go after me, and Spooty just made like absolute work of those guys. And Porgy reaching the abyss, as KG mentioned, this is a very fast goal if you know where to go. This does potentially set up the diagonal bingo here. The only benefit really right now is that Stan absolutely has a top 5 in Campanella, but quit out instead of dying. I'm not sure. Oh, going for Slay the Water Beast. I don't think he sees how close Spooty is to a bingo. And unfortunately, quitting out does not register your name to the leaderboard, so the Campanella run didn't actually count for the leaderboard, which is going to potentially be pretty big. And yeah, I don't think Stan sees the danger of the diagonal bingo yet. Spooty is very much working towards that. I believe you just need a couple of fuel tanks and just like some good fast swimming here. I don't know if Spooty has enough quite yet, or if he needs another fuel tank, but I don't think... Oh, Stan did grab the mini potion. That's good. As someone who struggled to see a bingo earlier, it is a little hard when you're actually racing to focus on the goals that you need to focus on while also keeping in mind what your opponent's doing at all times. So it is possible that once, like the second that Spooty fills in that diagonal, we're going to see a rush for leaderboards. But it is a little unfortunate that Stan quit out of Campanella, because that means I believe that they're 2 behind now. And yeah, I personally had that issue earlier. Absolute quick work of that water bear though. Very, very quick goal. Oh hey, Pilot Quest. Pilot Quest has been opened. Someone tried to defeat Big Borg. Not even sure how to say that boss's name, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate because Stan does have currently an advantage, but the second Spooty marks this square off, things are going to get real sketch. Because Spooty has been grinding Magic Garden like nobody's business. Oh no, and Stan doesn't even see it yet and is going into Vanger to collect 2 module upgrades. but they really need to get going on some leaderboards. Does see now that Spooty's going for the leaderboards, I think. Trying to get a quick Star Wasper, but I think it might be a little too late because Spooty's already going for Magic Garden. I forget exactly if Spooty has another one. I think he sees it now, but I think it's going to be a challenge to try to beat Spooty in this race. I think especially because Stan didn't get the Campanella game. I think if Stan had just grinded those lives out and had Campanella on the board, this might be possible. Ninpeck is arguably a faster top 5 than Magic Garden, especially if Magic Garden drops a little early. But it's going to be difficult, to say the least. We are seeing some very high-level Ninpeck and Magic Garden play here, though. Yeah, I think had Stan stayed on the path of just beating Campanella 2 and going for the diagonal block there, I think Spooty would have actually kind of potentially been in trouble. At least it would have been more of an out-and-out race. Currently, as it stands, I think for Spooty to come back, it's going to take some very, very, very quick gameplay, as well as potentially a death. Not to... I'm going to knock on wood to not jinx anything. But I got the death right at the top 5, so it doesn't really matter. And dipping into Ninpeck here. Yeah, this would have been absolutely neck and neck if he would have been able to input the Campanella score. And seeing Magic Garden right here. You could just mash so fast in Ninpeck. Like, once you get one Shuriken power up, you could just fly through these levels. And yeah, a little unfortunate if it does go the way that it's currently looking like it's going to go. It is possible for Spooty to potentially take a death here early enough to not get on the top 5, but I'm pretty sure the top 5 for Ninpeck is fairly lenient. And I think that death early on in Magic Garden probably sealed it in the other direction, but... either way, as I was mentioning, it is when you're playing these matches and trying to pay attention to 25 separate goals across 50 games and keep track of like cross game goals and how many you have and stuff, it is very, very difficult to also pay attention to what your opponent's doing. But I personally, when I was getting into bingo, I was watching Spooty just blast through practice boards. And one thing that Spooty specifically is very good at is identifying the bingo, no matter how hard it might be, and just not really super caring. Meanwhile, the 5,000 on Ninpeck has been gotten. Going for a little bit of extra, I think, potentially because Spooty isn't exactly sure how many points it is, and is just trying to get a little bit of extra just to be safe. May think it's 10,000? But Spooty does have enough for the top 5, I'm pretty sure. The only thing that could make this comeback possible is if Spooty plays Ninpeck for too long. Maybe he thinks it's 8K because he used the top 3. That would make sense. And meanwhile, that's a bingo. 23 minutes. That is quick. Very impressive. Great job, y'all. That was... watching both of those gameplays was very impressive, but watching you lock into that bingo and going for it that fast was very cool. GG's.
GG's. Oh my god.
I was so sure I was gonna get blocked on Porgy.
Yeah, we were talking about it in the chat, and there was actually a point where Stan was like pretty far into Campanella and definitely had top 5. And I think if Stan had locked in that high score, they could have potentially came back and blocked the high score while you were working on it. And I think it would have actually gotten pretty interesting had that happened, because you guys were pretty tied otherwise. But very quick rush to that top 5 in 3 different games. Very fun. And
I think I had like an extreme tunnel vision because I didn't see that diagonal coming at all.
it
Like
I kind of realized, like, after I finished picking up the double on Mortal, I was like, I'm like, okay, you have these 2 on this horizontal. I'm gonna go do Star Wasper Wave 3 to block that horizontal. And then, like, as I'm doing it, I'm like, wait a minute, this is the longest goal in this diagonal. I can just rush everything in the diagonal after I get the Star Wasper Wave 3. And, yeah.
Yeah, that it went very quickly. We were talking about it in the chat, but you were just a monster in that big bell race, just hunting everyone down. I don't think I've ever seen that goal that fast.
Yeah, no, that's something I've seen, like, so many people approach that goal the wrong way. They just, like, try and play the game normally. It's like, no, just stay on course 1, deliberately go pick up, like, don't care about the race. You don't care about the race. Just camp the spawn power up, like the power up spawns.
Yeah,
and chase someone down. Like that's all you have to do.
Yeah, that was definitely the way to do that one for sure. And yeah, that Porgy one went pretty fast too. I don't think Stan even.
Probably a better route, but I was just like, okay, I know there's the pretty fast route if you get the Buster Torpedoes and go this way. Like, I don't know the Porgy map super well, but I was like, I remember taking this route like a million times in my casual play. I just need Buster Torpedoes to break open this brick, and it's a pretty safe route. Like, there's not many enemies, so yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty good strat because like I did not see that coming at all. Like,
yeah.
At start, like doing all of the long-term goals at start, like I was wondering where you were going with that, and even after you checked the race, I didn't see that diagonal coming. So it's like I'm just crossing the road and I'm seeing a large truck coming and just don't see it at all. Yeah, but like crossing up that mortal, like both the like beating the Rebel and relief head, that just like I thought, oh, maybe like he's just doing goals he's comfortable with, so I might as well just like cross off all the quick goals. And like once you cross the Porgy, that's when I realized, oh shit, oh there's a arcade leaderboard goal on there. And
yeah, definitely.
I tried to build as much quick arcades as possible in Impact Magic Garden, but that was too late at that point. So
yeah, and like that was also what made me like realize this plan worked out. Like I actually was like, wait, and Star Wasper is an arcade goal. Like so I just like chase score for a little bit just to make sure I'd be high enough on the board. And so it's like I'm locking, you know, I'm making like 1 1/3 goals worth of progress, and like, you know, as my first my first step. That's like readable as that diagonal, because like up to that point I just had that middle and that bottom mortal tile, so it's like, you know, you're definitely not thinking diagonal when it's just the center.
Yeah, the board filled up very quickly. But yeah, very very good gameplay from both of y'all. It was very fun to race, very fun to commentate.
Sorry to give you such a short match.
It's okay. It was
on the throne today.
Yeah, it was a fun one, and even though it was a short one, it was still pretty competitive, I would say. So as long as it's short and competitive, that's all that really matters, I would say.
Yeah, cool. A really good game. It was really fun. Like it's a pretty anticlimactic final match of the week, but it was still really fun.
Yeah, but I mean, it's week 1. We're still all learning exactly what we got to work on and stuff. So I think as we all get a little more experience with these boards, and definitely just in the bingo mindset of how to flip, flop, and like pivot and stuff. Because from speaking from experience, my match earlier, I had a little bit of a harder time with that than I was expecting, even with all the practice and stuff I've been doing. Just playing against people, it's hard to exactly know what they're doing while you're also planning out what you're doing.
All I can say is like just go for center tile and then just do random shit until a line shows up. Like it's the winning strat. It's never failed me.
Everyone in chat taking notes.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I would never take you on the Mortal Gold because I saw you speedrun all of those Mortal.
I have not done Mortal speedruns in so long. I was so rusty on it. I was taking so many stupid deaths. But it was still like pretty smooth, you know. I had it in 2 levels.
Yeah, that was nice doubling up with the 2 Mortal Goals too. I hadn't actually gotten to see the Leaf Head code in action, so it was nice to see that stacked up with the middle square.
I'm so unsure how to do that do that efficiently. I was just throwing vines everywhere and hoping something would hit stuff.
Yeah, the terminal codes can definitely mix stuff up. I was practicing on a board earlier that had the Mortal 2 one where it like randomizes how many people you can have each time. And it like completely changes how you think about that entire map, so I imagine.
I was also like, I was at one point like stacking a bunch of vines by fly generators and then like realized, wait, the flies don't live long enough to turn into vines. What am I doing?
So I'm curious, did you check off the center goal with the Leaf Head code or just a normal pacer?
Yeah, I used Leaf Head and yeah, just like, I used Leaf Head, played through the first 2 levels normally as if I didn't have Leaf Head. Like happened to pick up 1 or 2 incidental vines on the way, and then just like went back to level 1 and got another 8.
That's really impressive. Oh.
Yeah, it's very impressive to be able to like multitask on all these different squares at the same time, for sure. All right, well,
save time on getting the diagonal if I just abandoned the Leaf Head thing, but yeah, you know, I didn't realize at the time I was gonna go for that diagonal. So,
I mean, you still got a diagonal in like 20 minutes, so I don't think it cost you too much time, honestly. Plus, you were working towards the diagonal with that one anyway, so. All right, do y'all have anything else you wanted to mention for the commentary, or should I just go ahead and cut it here?
Not much. You know, good games, Stan. And looking forward to the rest of the big league. You know, just shout outs to Matt for doing everything he's doing to put it on, and trans rights.
Exactly, trans rights.
Exactly, trans rights. Yeah, Spooty, good game. Thanks for joining with us. I'm sorry this week had to land you on a pretty busy time for you.
Oh yeah, no. Thank you for like rolling with the punches, and you know me being like, oh, let's do it here. Oh wait, my laptop has decided it doesn't like streaming UFO 50 anymore. Let's do it here, maybe. Yes, here. Like,
yeah.
I was kind of all over the place again. So yeah, thank you for rolling with it and being accommodating.
I mean, with the pace we've gone today, I'm sure you could have had a fair chance doing it with that setup.
Are you saying I need to? I should be playing on the laptop that's running the game at like 30 FPS?
The rest of the A-League is just going to be Spooty Nerf versus everyone else. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and very fun week 1. Definitely looking forward to the rest. And see you all around. All right, very, very fun match. Very close, even though Spooty rushed that bingo very quickly. I think it was because it was so quick that it ended quickly, but that match could have potentially been very, very close if that bingo had gotten blocked in the corner. So I think even though I want to keep